Hi guys, it's Susan from Second Act VSG. I can't believe I have been MIA for 2 weeks. So sorry about that. But I'm back and I just want to do a quick catch up. Not a whole lot has happened. The reason I've missed the 2 weeks is because for me personally, I've had a really crazy 2 weeks. We are really kicking up the gear and trying to find a new house, and so we've been out of town for the past 2 weekends, so there's just been a lot going on. But my stats. So I had my VSG surgery on September 27th, 2016. With Dr. Mark Zare in San Jose, California at Good Samaritan Hospital. My highest weight was 240. My surgery date weight was 225. And my weight, the last time I came to you, which was 2 weeks ago, I think it was July 11th, my weight then was 174. Today I'm 172. So I've lost 2 pounds over the past 2 weeks. Which is fine. So especially with, as much out of sync as I've been with my schedule. So I'm inching baby steps as I have tended to do this entire journey towards the 160s, which is exciting. So I'm happy for that. So anyway, so my journey has been a little slower paced lately. One thing that I have found is that I just passed my 10-month point. So, I'm heading out towards a year now. And I'm finding that my attitude has become more complacent lately. I've mentioned this a long time ago in my videos that, when I'm in the 170s, it's very much a comfort zone for me weight-wise. Like I feel comfortable, I feel good. And so I do come to this point where I feel a little complacent. And I was afraid that was going to happen to me when I got into the 170s. And in a way, I am sort of there, although I will say that I do have it on my brain now. I realize now that that's kind of this landmark, if you will, that is a comfort zone, and that's usually in the past where I'd get to this comfort zone and that's where I'd start gaining weight again because I would let myself, loosen up and start eating things that I probably should not have been eating. I'd kind of fall into my bad habits. So the great thing with, this tool now is that I can't really go back to my old eating habits. I can't eat the quantity that I could have eaten before. However, I have been great these past 10 months. Like, I have not allowed myself to eat candies and cookies and the sweet things, because of my high blood sugar. I've really kept a rein on, trying to eat well. So that's a good thing. But I will say I have loosened the reins a tiny bit. An example would be my husband and I were gone this weekend, so we had to eat at a restaurant. We ate at a Mexican restaurant. I definitely, I ordered a plate of nachos that had just like beans and cheese and the salsa and that type of thing, which that in itself wasn't too bad, but of course they were all over chips. So what I did is I tried to avoid eating the chips, but I did eat several of the chips, but then started to get full. So then I just kind of nibbled on the beans and the other things that were on top, and then got to a point where I just couldn't eat anymore. And my poor husband now is like gaining weight because he's eating his own meals, and then whatever I have left over. So anyway, that's the great thing about the tool is that it does help control you. But I still have to be in that mindset where I cannot allow myself to just eat things that I wouldn't normally eat. Like normally at a Mexican restaurant, I would order a tostada where it would be the lettuce and the beans and the, guacamole and things like that, and I would just eat that and fill up pretty quickly. I decided to go for the nachos this time, and that's not something that I want to allow myself to do all the time. On the flip note though, I'm still being better. I'm not really I don't want to say I'm not allowing myself to drink. I've mentioned in the past, I just am not a big drinker, but I do love margaritas. I mean, I easily could, have ordered a margarita. It's just that, I would either have to fill up on the margarita or fill up on the food. And I just choose not to consume the margarita that has all the sugar and that type of thing, the alcohol that turns into sugar into your body, and fill up on that versus, filling up more on, the protein based foods. So, that's still, good choices I'm making. I've still been very good about taking my vitamins. One thing I've learned, I've never been a vitamin taker, but I want to, keep taking my vitamins. And in the beginning of this, I was taking, the pills, and I was finding that I wasn't quite taking them. So what I've learned for myself is, I felt a little silly eating the gummy vitamins in the beginning, but I just find that I kind of look forward to having my vitamins because, it's like gummies, they taste good. I do the, under the tongue dissolving vitamins when I can. So, they're all super easy to take and they taste good. And I have been really, really great about taking my vitamins. Like I said, I even kind of look forward to taking my vitamins. Matter of fact, every once in a while, if I get a little bit of a sweet tooth that's in the late afternoon or something, I'll just choose to take my vitamins a little earlier just to kind of nip that in the bud. So, there's things like that that I am doing well and sticking well to. But sorry, I'm reading my notes here, about what I wanted to talk about. But there are other things I'm learning that I can't do as well. The other thing, I went out and bought one of those, one bars that come in all the different flavors. But I've said this in a previous video. They have one that's like an almond joy bar. And I had gone to Trader Joe's. I did a video a couple weeks ago where I talked about Trader Joe's and how they had my Vanilla Quest bars and the price was really good. Well, I went back there and all of a sudden they didn't have my Quest bars anymore. And I don't know if they're not going to be selling them anymore. They were just out of them, but I was really bummed because I only really like the Vanilla Quest bars, and I like keeping them on hand, but they didn't have them, and then all of a sudden they had these one bars that they didn't have before, and they had that Almond Joy one. And so I thought, okay, I'll buy these as a substitute, and I must have bought probably 5 or 6 of them. Didn't want to buy a case like I would normally buy of the Quest. But sure enough, I brought them home, and it's like eating a candy bar, and I don't want to get into that habit, so I'm not buying those again. I'm just not. I don't want to start eating stuff like that is, that feels like a candy bar, because I think in a way that's going to, trigger me to, allow myself to eat things that I don't want to. So, and I know that all of us kind of say, well, we should allow ourselves to do it, but, and that's true. We do have to allow ourselves to eat normally. But, this is also a journey about eating correctly, and I know that all the people that I know who are thin, don't allow themselves to eat anything they want to eat. I have a sister who is, my same height. We grew up in the same household. She has always weighed about 110, and I have always had a weight problem. But the difference is with her, when she is eating something, or if she starts to gain a pound or two, she immediately nips the bud. She immediately cuts all the negative stuff out of her diet, and she starts eating properly. And, so she doesn't allow herself to eat everything she wants to eat, and I find that to be true with my friends who are in the same position. So yes, we can allow ourselves to have a treat once in a while, but at the same time, that is the lesson that I want to learn, is that I cannot allow myself to just eat what I want all the time now. You do have to control it. And thank goodness for, the tool that I have that, does fill me up quicker. And so, within these last 10 months, I have been good enough that I have learned, get that protein in first, get that water in, and fill yourself up on that before you do. I mean, my weight loss has been extremely slow, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I have lost almost 70 pounds, and that's incredible to me. So, um, you know, hopefully I'll be in the 160s by, I would like to be 159 at my 1 year anniversary, but that's not going to happen with how slow I'm losing weight. So if I can be in the 160s, I would be thrilled because, as I always mention, my goal is to be in the healthy BMI, which for me, I think will be around 160 when I hit the 160 mark. So that's what's been going on with me. Nothing too exciting. Just being out of town and trying to make good choices when I'm on the road. And, it's really not as hard as you think. I mean, I order a lot of salads and things like that where I can just pick at them, and I'll usually pick at the chicken first, or pick at the protein stuff that's in the salad first, and before I know it, I'm usually full and I don't miss anything. So, and like even this past weekend, allowing myself to order the nacho plate, and I did eat several of the chips, but you know, still lost weight within the last 2 weeks here, so I'm okay with it. And I think it's okay to allow yourself that once in a while, but I also don't want to get in the habit. But with the 1 bars, I'm really gonna try not to do that, because that one is just too much like a candy bar. I can't do that one. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm so sorry I have not been able to watch videos lately at all. Like I said, life has been a little hectic, and it's probably going to continue to be hectic for a while now as we try to decide what we're doing here. We're on the cusp of, getting a new house, and, then it's going to really get crazy when we have to put this house on the market and that kind of thing. So a lot of exciting things coming down the pipeline, but it will be a busy time. So I'm going to try to catch up on your videos. Thank you so much for all your support. I even enjoy, seeing all the posts on Instagram and seeing what you guys are doing. And let me just say, you guys are such an inspiration for me, especially those of you who are around the same time frame I am, because I look at you guys and I see that a lot of you guys have hit the 140s and you've hit the 150s, and you're in this really good place where you're in size, wearing size 8s, and it's so exciting, and it's super inspiring to me. So, it really makes me think that, okay, I'm a little slower than you guys are. I haven't hit that area yet, but it's inspiring to me because it's like, I know I can do it, and it keeps me motivated. And finding Elizabeth, you rock, girl. I'm telling you, for you to be working out like you are is just phenomenal. Just keep it up. What an inspiration you are. I actually feel guilty watching your Instagram posts because you're just killing it. So good on all of you guys, and keep up the great work, okay? And we will talk again next week. Bye.